thought being that we have a bunch of folks that have started companies, CEOs, people thinking of joining companies in executive capacities, venture capitalists trying to figure out exactly which companies to get involved in. I thought we might get a bit of insight from the folks that are kind of in the catbird seat relative to the industry and knowing how it's changing. So maybe Mark, we'll start with you. I mean, everybody's dream scenario is I want to partner with IBM. They'd be great. I'd love to have your 100,000 people helping me do my thing. How most efficiently and effectively could somebody truly develop a partnership?
Yeah, there's a couple of ways. First of all, we have relationships with venture capital companies around the world, actually. And while we don't take equity positions in particular companies, we'll choose particular venture capital companies to help out. And we do that because it gives us good insight into technology. It gives us a prospect list of companies perhaps we would buy. And also it fills important technology holes. I'm going to spend the next day with Steve, and we're going to figure out how it is that we can collaborate. So that's one way. The second is we have innovation centers around the United States. And these innovation centers are open to people that want to partner with us. And they provide technology resources, sometimes go-to-market resources that really allow us to find win-win opportunities. And then third, we obviously have a fairly extensive Salesforce that has presence that continues to look for relationships. So we have 3,000 or 4,000 business partner companies that we do business with. Some of them we have relationships where they resell our stuff, some of them technology relationships. So there are really a multiplicity of ways, and quite frankly, we continue to invent ways each day. So even if you're as big as IBM, there's still a ton that we can't do. And we need to be able to reach out to the industry to find out other partners to satisfy our clients.
I guess related to that, Jim, everybody wants to be the next Salesforce on the software as a service. I mean, how do they plug into what you do? I mean, how easy, or what do they do next if they think they have a great business?
First of all, we're hiring like crazy right now, so I need to hire like 150 salespeople alone in the next 90 days, just to put it in perspective.
There you go. You got a lead rep here, I think.
We might have to deprogram you a little bit, Mark. And if you tried to wear my white shirt, I pulled it out of the archives.
Maybe I can make it.
So we have, if you get onto appexchange.com and start to just look at some of the applications that are being built, things like recruiting, and HR systems, and all these applications that people have quickly gotten out to market, over AppExchange, over our technology. That's a great way to do it. The other thing that we announced yesterday is we are building 6 developer incubator centers around the world. The first one, ironically, we just leased out the Steele's headquarters building. We found that it was vacant down on 101 and 92 in Silicon Valley. And what we're going to do is have all these cubes in there that we rent out to developers and to partners who want to come in and sit side by side with our developers and our product people and our marketing and sales people to kind of put together a business plan, to put together a technology plan, and help nurture you through that process so that we can make you successful launching off of our platform and not making some of the mistakes, frankly, that we made over the years. We think that you can leverage our distribution network because we've got all these customers already. So if you have limited resource and want to develop a product and launch it quickly into the market, you can do that on the existing infrastructure that Salesforce has.
Now, if you are one of these companies, and I guess related to you, Mark, in your previous life, you ran the small and medium business sector worldwide for IBM for several years and saw a bunch of successful companies. Maybe we'll focus specifically on the leadership team side of it. What are you looking for in leadership teams? What were the commonalities in those small and medium customers that you saw that were successful?
And this is one thing that I think transcends all size businesses, and that is, at the end of the day, you clearly need a good economic opportunity. You clearly need to have a vision of how you want to make money. But at the end of the day, from my perspective, it's all about people. It's all about people you hire. It's all about people you partner with. It's all about how you put those people together. And one of the things that I've observed is companies will start out with a vision of how it is they want to make money, and that vision will have varying degrees of quality to it. But the good ones will iterate, and they'll iterate, and they'll iterate until they find a business model that works. There's nothing, in my experience, that is more important than the people you surround yourself with.
And the common traits, either business or personal characteristics, if you were to kind of describe those people?
To some extent, there are varying degrees. I mean, obviously they're smart, they're obviously driven. I think, from my perspective, it was always important, but increasingly even more important, is high degree of integrity, values. I think, particularly with some of the unfortunate episodes we've had in the United States, but quite frankly around the world over the last 5 or 6 years, I think that's more important than ever.
And Jim, you've kind of lived this young, growing company thing better than maybe other than your friends at Google, about as successful as you can. I mean, maybe more looking back to try to provide some advice and counsel to those that are in that position now. What are a bit of the lessons learned in that, that bumpy path, probably, but a flashing success as well?
I'll tell you, the one thing that Marc Benioff did that kind of set the company on the right track was, first of all, he kind of threw out the traditional way of thinking, and he just said, we're gonna break the mold, we're gonna do something different. He came out with a great concept, but more importantly, he focused on customers, and he said, what can we do to make you successful? Because at the end of the day, technology for the sake of technology means nothing. I view myself, even though we have about 400 salespeople, probably 1,000 with all the support people, I view my Salesforce as the 501,000 subscribers that I've got. That my customers, if you can take your customers and turn them into your strongest Salesforce, it'll blow away whatever your inside team can do, because you can't get that kind of leverage with your inside team. If you can take your customers and put them up on a pedestal and say, we're going to make you successful, and you build that trust and that confidence, just the last couple of days at this conference, people were coming up to me and saying, you told me that 2 years ago, and it was a leap of faith, and I was a little nervous, and I got to tell you, this is the most successful deployment I've ever, that's what gets me razzed up. And Tom Kendra, one of our ex-colleagues from IBM, is now the president of Symantec. And 3 years ago, Tom, when I called on him, he gave me 2 orders. And the 2 orders was get out and stay out. Because he basically said, he said, Jim, what are you crazy? We're a security company. You're a .com. We're not going to buy anything from a .com. I said, Tom, I understand that, but give me a chance. Just come in, and we'll do whatever you guys want us to do. Because if we can make you happy, we can think about all the other customers that will be excited to know that Symantec already put us through the ringer on this. And so Tom was one of our keynote speakers yesterday, and he's now got almost 5,000 licenses deployed at Symantec. But that's what gets me excited, getting the customers that will preach for you.